imagine, I'm sure a lot of college students like me don't have to imagine because this was our reality, where you go to school to an in-person class, and I usually take all my classes online, so this was a new experience for me as well. Um, we went to class. We went to class for, I want to say, a month and a half, maybe 2 months. Because when COVID's, like, the lockdown started here, I think it was maybe the end of February where the lockdowns, like, actually started for us. It was crazy. It's so surreal now because we've moved past that era, and so now everything's gotten a little fuzzy again. Um, but um, but no, like we went to class. We would go to class, do our work, blah blah blah. By the time like March hit, oh, hello. Um, Here we go. By the time March hit, or roundabouts, whenever the lockdowns happened, you know, we took, I think, like 2 weeks off, and our semester got extended because of it. Um, because our our instructors had to reconfigure all of the classwork to be online. So imagine going from an in-person class, especially on my mom's part, where it was her first in-person class, and she was, we were doing pretty well, trying to anyway, and then someone who is not technologically savvy, like my mom, she'll always can say she's computer illiterate. I think she does pretty well for herself on a computer, honestly. But that's at right now that's here or there. But at the time, she was just like, "Oh no, I have to learn something new." And plus, she was working it because she worked retail, and so the stores didn't stop, and the whole work, like her work, had to completely reconfigure itself as well. Yeah, I know, I'm freezing. The only good thing is I have the tombstone thing on, so I won't lose things, so that's good. I just didn't realize I was going to get into high snow. That kind of sucked. Let's get out of here as best we can. Here we go. There we go. My goodness. Ah, it's just this direction. It's just that direction. It's ridiculous. Um, you know, we're all going through a different time, but imagine having to go to school. It's your first semester, your first class, like 2 sets of class, because we only took 2 classes that semester, and which is also why I've been in college so long as I've only taken 2 classes at a time. Um, let's see. Um, but no, like she did. This poor woman was just like, I don't understand what is happening when they put out the new system for our classes. She's like, I don't get it. I don't understand. this is bizarre. And I was like, I am so sorry. This is not how I wanted your first semester to go, but here we go. So we had a teacher, my cousin and I, because she was also helping too, had to teach my mom how to use this system. And my mom went back to school for another semester, and my mom was just like, this isn't for me. I can't do online. Because they were still primarily, by the end of 2020, they were still primarily online for everything. So she's like, I can't do this. This isn't for me. I tried it. I didn't like it. I ain't doing it. I was like, okay, okay. Because she originally wanted to retire from her job and get a different job, a better one, and just work on herself. That was her goal, was to work on herself. And it was something that her and I could bond in. But she just was like, I can't do this. I can't. And I at the time, I was a little frustrated because I took time to help. And then she's just like, I can't do this. And I was like, okay, I guess. If that's what you want, that's what you want. Now I'm like, I get it. It's fine. I mean, at least she tried for a year. It decided, nope, I can't do this. And oh my god, the loading is driving me crazy. This isn't good. This isn't good. I didn't think I would need a new laptop this soon, but I might need to do something different. But no, she tried it. But anyway, we moved this past October to a new area, and we both really like it here. But now that I'm graduating, I just really? You both spawned at the same time? Did you really? Why? Also, where are the pet travelers? Like, they're supposed to be pet travelers. You guys don't have anything I want right now. Where's the door? There's the door. My gosh. And I just was like, I'm trying to do things with my own life, and you just had to figure this out, like, a little late, but it's fine. We're fine now. I keep saying this. This is gonna be kind of like podcasty, so I'm gonna repeat myself a little bit, just because I'm trying to get back into the groove of things. Or kind of like a stream of conscious. Is that more accurate? I don't know. But we recently moved into a new area, and we both really like it. It's really small compared to my hometown. I should say the area is really it's big. We live out in the country now. But the community itself, as in like the population, is extremely small compared to my hometown. Excuse me. Where my hometown community literally held thousands of people, my new community holds literally maybe 1,200 people at most. At this point, at least that's what when I looked it up, the census has said the population is here. Which, if you go by that, it could be probably maybe 100 people or so off. It depends on where you are and how much people do a census. And I will be blunt here. I live in Amish country, okay? So this new community is very Amish uh, heavy. It's one of the biggest Amish communities in the Northwest. And, um, and I'm completely fine with that. Like, I've always found the Amish community to be very interesting, and I love buying their goods and stuff, and, you know, learning things from them because they have such a different way of life, and it's very interesting to me. Um, Not that I go out of my way to literally go bug them. Like, no, don't do that. If you ever visit an Amish land, like Amish country, they live a totally different life, and just be respectful of that. That's all I have to say about that. Um, but you also have to take in mind, going back to the census, is that Amish don't really do the census, if I am correct. At least not, digital census. Digital census. They might do mailing in censuses, like with the paper ones, which I know the states still do. I know just because I've done one within the last few years, but they're kind of phasing out, um, which to me is fine. I mean, I live in the land of technology, so it's not going to bother me, but I think um, it doesn't take an account for every single person in a community that isn't attached to technology. So you have like your older generations that, some of them don't even have computers. Some of them don't even have a phone, like a cell phone. They still have a landline, which is so rare now to find someone with a landline. And I remember growing up with a landline, but to find them so rare now is crazy. Um, but anyway, going back to the census thing, like, I don't think it can be all that accurate if you take away the paper census completely. So I think that's why the states still do them to a certain extent. And they probably gear, at least if it were me, I would gear the paper ones to, like the Amish community, or I don't know about like natives, if they have tech or anything like that. They probably do to an extent. But the Amish, no, they don't have technology like we do. They have some technology, but not like we do. Like the English, which is what they call us. We're English. Um, we have completely different lives and lifestyles, and that's fine. Um, but anyway, in general, my community now is pretty small, and I broke my pick again. I should have made two. I didn't think about this when I was doing this, but it's fine. Just go back to my little house and um, make another one. I don't want to waste my wood making another crafting table. Ugh, I could have done whatever. It's I'm so scattered right now. I'm sorry. Um, but yeah, my community is very small now, so it's very different going from a pretty large community to a really small one. Although it has helped a little bit with my social anxiety, because I do have social anxiety, which is another reason why I even attempted um, to stream or anything to, at least break out of my shell a little bit. Of course, that doesn't always work. Sometimes the people with social anxiety will understand too. Like, it's hard, hard having social anxiety when um, you live in a community that is so small, and then two, it's like you just don't want to go out. And I am a homebody, okay? Like, I am perfectly happy being at home, not having to see anybody. I do have a social battery, and it's low. And my mom, I recently told her about, like, I have a social battery, and she's like, that is a great way to put that, because she did not realize how draining being with people can be, because she's always been with people, but she's been off for the past 5-ish months just to take a break um, from work and whatnot. But, whoops, um, she did not realize, like, it, it's so draining. I forgot where coal, that coal vein was, and it was over here, right? Here it is. Until she asked how I felt one day about being, it was generally, we were visited um, by family, and just like, are you tired? Like, is this weird? And I'm like, no, my social battery is low too. She's like, that is such a great way to put that. I'm taking that. I was like, well, I've heard that type of thing online a lot, where people have social batteries and you need to recharge them. And I'm like, yeah, yeah, that's me. I have social anxiety. I was clinically diagnosed with social anxiety at the age of 17, which was late. Um, but my therapist was like, no, you have social anxiety. This is not normal, especially for a teenager. And I just lost my dad, and she's like, no, this isn't normal. This isn't normal. But, you know, it happens, and you have it, and we're going to cope with it. And I've learned to cope with it to a certain extent. Maybe not always in the healthiest ways, because I still would like to not deal with people all the time. At least not in person. I'm just, I don't know. It's so weird that I say that, because I originally went to school for nursing, and what job has literally one of the most person-to-person contact ever, like, in the world, like, ever? Nursing, next to retail. Like, really? But to be honest, I chose that field because my dad, I grew up taking care of him. He was sick for majority of my life, literally. Um, he was always really sick. To an extent, he was terminally ill, um, where we knew he would never really get better. And um, with renal failure, there is a timeline to what needs to be done. And he just he was good at taking care of himself with like his medications, going to doctors, stuff like that. And we ate generally healthy, to an extent for what we could afford. Uh, we're not the we weren't the cleanest eaters. I'm certainly not the cleanest eater now. I need to reevaluate my diet again, um, which I might do something in the long, like along the lines of trying to document that journey. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, um, it's just been it. It's just been different, and um, but anyway, I was a caregiver for my dad for most of my life, so I was just like, I want to go into nursing, and I had said that for a majority of my life. I was like, I want to do nursing. There's nothing else I want to do in my life other than that. And I really enjoyed taking care of people. Flash forward to being 17. Oh, Foxies. Oh my gosh, they're so cute. Oh my gosh. Anyway, flash forward to being 17. Uh, actually, at the tail end of 17. Um, my dad died in December, and my birthday's in February, so you can kind of see where all this is kind of going. I wanted to be a nurse. I didn't want to do anything else. And then flash forward, and I kind of lost my drive. I was just kind of like, mm, I, I, I was really depressed after my dad died. I mean, I dropped out of high school. Actually, I dropped out of high school before my dad passed. Um, Not like officially. I was still going to school online. But I dropped out of physical high school. I stopped going. I had medical problems I had to deal with myself. I have chronic migraines, so those of you that know what chronic migraines are, yeah, they're hard to deal with when you have to go to school every day. You just put your head on the table and don't feel like doing anything. It's the worst. Oh, we're not going to. Absolutely not. We're gonna make a bridge. I like that. That sounds like a great idea. And then we're gonna close this. Yeah, like that. Um, is that a guinea pig? It's a guinea pig. Oh my goodness. Hi. Hi. So in the PetSmart, there are dogs, cats, guinea pigs. Oh my gosh, you sound like a guinea pig. Ah, I did have a guinea pig when I was a teenager. His name was Joey. I loved him. If I can, I'll insert a picture. Um, he was adorable, and eventually he just got sick and he passed in my arms. Actually, I was quite devastated. But sometimes that's just how that goes. And it was right after. No, it was right before. It was around the time my grandma passed too. It was a hard time. Um, but no, anyway, I was really depressed after my dad died, and I didn't have the drive anymore. I was just like, I'm tired. I don't want to do anything. And I really had to reevaluate. And of course, did I actually really evaluate myself at that point? No, I was a teenager. I went to therapy and she diagnosed me with anxiety, social anxiety, and depression. Um, I joke that I have OCD because I like some semblance of order and neatness, but I am a really like I, I'm a kind of a cluttery person where I don't particularly like clutter, but I can live with it. But that could be just how I was raised as well. I don't know. It's just, we lived in a very small home, so I was so used to it. Probably why I don't mind it. Um, I'm just wanting some semblance of order in some capacity. Um, oh, it's right there. Duh. Okay. Um, so what am I doing? What am I doing? Oh, I should have cooked this iron and make an iron pickaxe. That's what I should do. So I'm actually gonna go all the way back. Actually, no, I won't. No, no, I won't. I'm gonna go to this tower, make a furnace over here, and do it that way. We're gonna do it that way. We're gonna cut time so that way I can uh actually get something done. Um, make a furnace. I have just enough for that because I really want to grab some more iron and stuff. I don't want to keep making picks, stone pickaxes. Um, but anyway, no, I was just like, anyway, I dropped out of high school, even online school, and just got my GED. My mom was just like, you might as well just drop and we'll just get your GED. And I was like, okay. So I did. Of course, that took me, I think, a year to officially feel ready. And I had to take my social studies GED test twice because I failed it by 1 point, 1 or 2 points. I think it was 1 point the first time. And I was so upset because my girlfriend at the time paid for my test. She's like, you can do it. I'm gonna pay for it. It's gonna be great. It's something that will make you better. And I was like, okay, I totally forgot to make a freaking pick. I was like, oh, my iron's cooked. Cool, let's go. Really? Ugh. Anyway, um, so she paid for it for me. I had I felt so bad. I was like, I'm so sorry. I failed. It's just like, it's okay. You can take it again. And I was like, I know, but I shouldn't have failed it the first time. She was like, it's okay. It's not a life or death situation. And of course, yeah, I was, I think, 2 years younger than her. It felt like the end of the world to me. I mean, I was younger than her. She had already gone through college, most of college. She was graduating. And, you know, she came from not a wealthy family per se, but her family worked really hard for their money too. But she um, had a good balance of where, oh, there it is. Had a good balance of knowing when to spend and when not, and all that. And I'll just say some cultures they know how to spend their money and how to save it. And when you're constantly broke, you kind of learn when you're constantly broke, you just kind of are like, oh, I have money, I can spend it. Let's pay bills and then spend the rest of it. Not a healthy thing to do. Don't do that. Like, as someone who is very used to being broke, don't do that. Save your money as much as you can. Don't be afraid to treat yourself to stuff, obviously, but um my suggestion is save as much as you can for whatever you can because you never know when you're going to need that money. But anyway, she was pretty solid in her finances and she was like, it's okay. It's okay. I will pay for it again, take your test over. And it was at a reduced rate. And I was like, no, I got it. It's fine. And I did. I had it. Um, I don't believe I had her pay for that. I don't even think I'd let her pay for that because I was like, no, I got it. It's fine. Um, Long story short, I took my test over. I passed it the second time. Um, it was a little easier since I knew what to expect.